I stopped watching news because of these very depressing items that keep flashing to our faces to remind us how unequal and how unjust we are in our society.
254,000 shillings surely kutoka kwa pikipiki kufanya bodaboda. Hiyo kwangu unaona ni kama kuwa ndoto ya huyo mtoto ambaye ameshafanya bidii kwa muda mrefu sana.
There is an alarm raised from the statements from Mother Koome, the Kenyan Chief Justice, raising eyebrows on his perceived relationship with the President William Ruto. Kenyans have been skeptical on the Supreme Court leader after the presidential election verdict that consolidated Ruto's win, terming him as a leader of a corrupt institution, the judicial system. Therefore, they have been believing that she has been pocketed by the President William Ruto. The latest outbursts on the university funding model brought Kenya to a standstill, with many having unanswered questions. Is there a rupture in government? What is not happening? Is Koome and Ruto okay? Tell me your views at the comment section below. But before that, remember to subscribe to this channel and put a thumbs up on this video so that we can grow bigger and better together. The new university funding model has been a controversial issue in the recent days. This new model has been criticized by many stakeholders, from students, university leaders, vice chancellors, the civil society groups, churches, among others.
We appeal directly to the President to withdraw the current university funding model, which has made higher education inaccessible to many deserving and needy students. We recommend a thorough review of the funding model to ensure it is inclusive and promote equity. Many young people are on the streets because they cannot access education or are
However,
unemployed.
the President and the Ministry of Education have remained steadfast in ensuring that it passes.
I am also persuaded that we need a funding model that is not focused on the university, but focused on the student. A funding model that will not leave any child in Kenya behind. A funding model that recognizes that there are children from vulnerable families. I don't think it is correct for all of us to assume that we are all the same and that students from vulnerable families don't need affirmative action. They do. And that is why in this new model, we are increasing scholarship and loan for students from vulnerable families from 80% to 95%. I am persuaded that it is the right thing to do.
President William Ruto has been defending the university funding model where the students have been categorized based on family income, noting it fulfills the interests of learners from disadvantaged families.
We changed the model so that children from vulnerable families, children from parents who are less endowed, we moved them from getting 80% to getting 95%.
The model is described as that which divides students into social classes. The model is clearly not equitable to all, as the president is describing. Therefore, CJ Koome reiterated that she stopped watching news because of this kind of news items that continue to remind Kenyans of how unequal they are.
I stopped watching news because of these very depressing items that keep flashing to our faces to remind us how unequal and how unjust we are.
She criticized Ruto on the issue of bursaries, saying that education should be made free by consolidating all the bursaries that are available.
There is bursary fund given from the taxpayers' money, given to the governor, given to the women rep, given to the MP through CDF, given to the MCA. I hope none of them is here because they are going to lynch me. Now, all those bursaries, how are they disbursed? Why wouldn't you put them in education and make education
She
free
urged
for
the
all?
abolishment of the new university funding model and urged the government to combine different bursaries given to politicians to make education fully free. Kenyans have different opinions on this funding model. However, the underlying issue is that the model is prone to manipulation and most poor students won't be able to afford the bands they are categorized in.
Okay, my name is Francis, bodaboda rider from Migori County, Sunawe Sub-County, Equity Highway Sky. Shida yangu ambayo niko nayo kubwa sana siku ya leo ni kwamba niko na watoto wawili ambao wamejaribu sana kufanya kazi kwa bidii, na mmoja wao anaenda kuingia Kenyatta University come 2026. Come 2026 August this year. Na mwingine mwenye nimemleta leo hapa ameweza kupata alama ya A plain kwenye mtihani uliopita. A plain ya 84 points. Amefaulu kupata nafasi ya kuja kuwa daktari, kitu ambacho amehitaji kwa muda mrefu sana. Lakini kwa mshangao mkubwa nimepata kwamba gharama ambayo ninahitajika kulipa hapa ni kubwa mno kulingana na kazi ambayo ninafanya. 254,000 shillings surely kutoka kwa pikipiki kufanya bodaboda. Hiyo kwangu unaona ni kama kuwa ndoto ya huyo mtoto ambaye ameshafanya bidii kwa muda mrefu sana.
President Ruto replaced a simple and equitable university funding model with a conundrum that is prone to manipulation and abuse. In a country where bursary pays, school fees for politicians, relatives, and where your name betrays you, many students will never join university. What was wrong with the previous university funding model? With it, university students sponsored by the government paid an equal amount, which was way lower than the new proposed model. Higher education was cheaper than it is now.
That the child who has qualified to go to the university can be there crying, saying, look, I've been put in band 5. Is it band 5? When I ought to be in band 1, and therefore I cannot afford to go to the university. And when you follow, you find the child of a well-to-do family has been put in band 1.
Who was thought to be a darling to William Ruto when it comes to laws, is now being a nasty critic of the same president. What changed? Kenyans have shown interest and support in Mother Koome's new move to criticize the new university funding model, saying that this is the only way to squash a segregative university funding policy. Do you think she's true to her words? You tell me at the comment section below. But before you leave, remember to subscribe to this channel and put a thumbs up on this video, and also remember to hit the notification button and turn it on so that you don't miss our updates immediately we upload them.